Happy New Year. Now you see my t-shirt, it says Mr. Grumpy. Let me give you a good look there. I bought this here in Thailand 5 years ago. And it's Mr. Grumpy from a popular series of books for children, popular when I was young, way back, by a guy called Roger Hargreaves. Mr. Grumpy. Anyway, I'll tell you what's making me grumpy. People. Specifically, everyone I know on social media, more or less, because I don't know about you, I'm quite a loner. And I don't like small talk. What I do like is talking about things that I consider to matter. So over the years, I have tried on Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever platform, even Insta, to discuss things like climate change, what Russia's doing in Ukraine, and latterly, what what the state of Israel is doing to the Palestinians, which I consider to be disgusting. There's no other word I can think of, like 20,000 plus dead, 40% of them estimated to be children. Now, what rank do we suppose these children held in Hamas? I'm going to go ahead and say no rank. They had nothing to do with the disgusting atrocity committed by Hamas on October 7th. So I'm appalled by what's happening in Palestine, and I'm a British guy with too much time on his hands, unemployed, in Bangkok. I don't need to give a toss, and you could say, why do I? Well, why do I? I do because these are human beings, and the West is quite rightly up in arms. Has been, most people have been, most governments have been, about what Russia is doing in Ukraine. Yet when it comes to the many, many, many more people per capita killed in a much shorter period of time in the Gaza Strip and by settlers in the West Bank, uh, committed by Israelis, nobody seems to care. Nobody seems to care. And so I had been planning to cut down on my social media use for years, like most people. I'll tell you what I think has finally done it for me and put me in a place where I finally can. And that is that I go on Facebook, and I've got about 330 friends. We like to call these people friends, don't we? And I tweet something, I post something about Gaza and what's happening. I share a video by Owen Jones on Novara Media, one of the more progressive, left leaning independent media companies online on YouTube, more independent organizations. Crickets. No one comments, except for one lady I used to work with back in my glory days working on switchboards in London. And anyway, this one woman clicks like. Apart from that, crickets. Nobody acknowledges it, nobody cares, except for one woman who I used to share a house with when I lived in Sheffield doing teacher training. I was going to teach French and German. Always been internationalist, globalist, I guess, in my outlook, which will turn some people off. Globalism, WEF, Klaus Schwab, conspiracy theory, yada yada yada. Anyway, but I think it's good to not be insular and to care about what's going on in other countries, alright? And I like languages, so I was training to be a teacher, and I shared a house with this at the time young lady in Sheffield. Anyway, she contacted me after I posted something about the Israel-Palestine situation, a video about how, it would be a video about how scores of children have been killed, they're lying in rubble, being eaten by rats, something like that. And she said, we went back and forward a little bit, not too hostile, quite friendly, and she said, "But you do know I'm Jewish." And I thought, I don't really know what that's got to do with the price of fish. I don't like what the Israeli government and the IDF are doing. Doesn't mean I hate Israelis or I'm anti Semitic. You can't pull that anti Semitism card on me just because I don't like what the state of Israel is doing in Palestine. You know. But at least she acknowledged what I'd posted, I guess, because she's Jewish. Other people don't seem to give a stuff. They'll post pictures of their fur babies, i.e., their cats or dogs, or their food and people they're with eating their food, well, I happen to think thousands of people, tens of thousands of people dying is more worth talking about than your bloody pets or your bloody meal, and who you're stroking your pets with and eating your meal with, okay? I happen to think it's not just more important, but frankly more interesting in a macabre way what's going on in the world than your bloody food or your pets or even your children. And I have been guilty of harping on about my son a lot because he's, uh, you know, the only good thing in my life, and the only good thing I've really done in my life is raise him to be, so far, a healthier human being than I am mentally and physically. But most of that's down to his mother. But anyway, I am guilty of, you know, talking about the things that we all talk about. But why don't some of us, any of us, ever talk about things that bloody matter? How is anything ever going to get better in the world if all we ever do is talk about our fur babies, show our Christmas meal, or indeed post things about our children or our football team or our favourite band or whatever? So I'm very disillusioned with people starting this year. My brother, we don't have a good relationship, my brother and I. If you see a video I just posted about a guy called Sean Strickland, an MMA fighter, he's talking about, uh, he's been on a podcast talking about his difficult childhood. And I posted a video, a 20-minute clip, more or less, of an MMA analyst who, for that ecosystem, is not too much of a meathead. He's quite a good guy, a guy called Luke Thomas. And he was talking about this guy, Sean Strickland, and how it's his bad childhood that makes him come out with, bullying, toxic, homophobic, unpleasant things that he does at UFC press conferences and stuff. I do like the fight sports, the boxing and the MMA and such. Anyway, cut a long story short, I can relate to this guy Strickland to some extent because I also had a difficult childhood. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that or why my brother and I don't get along, but we have been quite good over the years about wishing each other happy birthday, happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year and stuff. Now, 3 days ago, I said, Happy New Year, how was your New Year? I didn't go out and do anything, because I didn't, but my son came in at 2 a.m. clutching a bottle of rum like a pirate. Ha ha ha. Because my son's 16 now. Don't really like to throw him under the bus, because that's underage for drinking where I am, but anyway, we've all done it, we've all been there. Not a dicky bird from my brother, no reply. Like, I know he's seen my message, and I can only think it's because he's embarrassed that A, I'm speaking up about this Israel Gaza thing, B, I have in his book, in his eyes, the wrong opinion, C, he's decided to ignore me for some other reason. But anyway, cut a long story short, I've decided that this year I'm going to be myself, express my own views about things, not give a damn who that might offend or upset. If I think the opinion I'm expressing, the video I'm sharing, whatever, is rational and reasonable. And these people I've been trying to impress on Facebook, Twitter, uh, Instagram, whatever, I don't feel the need to impress. I can't anyway impress them. I'm unemployed. My wife has a job, I don't. We don't travel a lot. I don't have the snazzy travel pics. I think it's wrong to travel a lot anyway in an era of climate change. I think all these people talking about their travails at the airport and showing their snaps from country X or country Y. I think that's immoral, frankly, all that flying at the moment. When it seems our planet is getting hotter and hotter by the year. Your mileage may vary on that topic, but anyway, I'm not able to impress these people as a function of my small and humble basic life that I live. But I don't think I want to impress them anymore because people who live selfish, inward-looking lives, not caring about what's going on in the world, not caring about injustice, not talking about injustice. I don't care about them. I don't care about these people. I do not care about these people. I don't feel the need to impress them. I don't really care anymore if they like me or dislike me. In 18 years, I've been back to my country, the UK, once for 23 days in 18 years. A lot of these people, I'll probably never see them again. People on Facebook I went to school with. Who am I trying to impress? If people can't, in an era where we have the internet, and so we have the endless ability to know about what's going on in the world, if people can't be bothered speaking about atrocities that are being committed around the world, be it in Myanmar or Burma as it used to be it in Sudan, be it in Israel, if people can't give a shit to talk about that, because the first step is people talk about it, then the next step is people talk to their MP about it and sign online petitions about it and go on marches about it, okay? Then the next step is something actually happens. But if you don't have the first step, people giving a toss and talking about things, how are you going to get to that end stage? How would apartheid in South Africa have ended if people never discussed it and just talked about their fur babies and their meals and all kinds of trivial crap and ephemera like that? So I'm done with 98% of people, which 98% of people won't care about because they think I'm an oddball weirdo anyway. Um, Indeed, I kind of resigned from the normal world when I posted a video New Year's Eve of myself alone on a dark rooftop in Bangkok filming fireworks 5 to 10 miles away in various directions all around, giving a haha oh so funny commentary on this. My wife had gone to bed. My son was out, as I say, swigging rum with his friends like a pirate. So I guess that was my sign off to the normal world. Here I am, New Year's Eve. I'm on a roof in the dark on my own, filming bloody fireworks miles away, rather than out drinking, because I don't really do that anymore, because I have a history of depression and it doesn't suit my needs or purposes to drink very much, very often, okay? Anyway, I'm done with most people. Don't want to sound like some deep, profound sage or something, but people need to step up and choose a side on certain issues, I feel, right? We're in a very dangerous place in the world. As I say, I think the world is heating up. Most climate scientists agree on this. It's not fashionable to be a man caring about this. I guess it's seen as feminine to care about the planet, other people in the future, other people in other countries, in the global south. It's seen as effeminate to care about that and not just talk about how you're getting buff and yoked in the gym or whatever. Well, screw all that. I'll talk about it because I think it's worth talking about it, okay? We have important decisions to make. Trump might get elected in America. I don't think that's good. If that offends you and you want to click off now, sign off now, and never watch another video, do so. I think the man is a menace, a threat to American democracy and global security, because he'll just roll over and do whatever Putin wants and she wants, it seems to me, because he's got a strong man fetish. He wants to be one and he wants to suck up to others, okay? And I think we got a problem with allowing tens of thousands of people to be massacred in Gaza and other places without caring about it. What sort of people are we? When people look back 50 years from now, what do we want them to say about us? If we were alive during the Nazi persecution of Jews and the Holocaust, what would we have done? Would we have spoken up about it? And are we going to speak up today about similarly appalling things happening? Maybe not on the same scale, but on a large scale, and similarly appalling in my book. But because the people seem a bit too different maybe from white Europeans don't seem to care. So most people back home that I have been speaking with on Facebook, Twitter, whatever, I've been speaking with Thai Twitter on what is now X, all they can be interested in doing is showing pictures of their Thai meal, their favourite Thai meal, and discussing which bloody beach they've been to or where they're flying to. I'm done with these shallow, insignificant people. I'm not saying we have to talk about heavy stuff all the time, but can't some people give a damn sometimes about something, you know. I think that's my rant over. I'm going to start posting videos on this channel. Don't expect to get many views, but it will get things off my chest. You might be feeling as alienated as I am. You might click on this. You might want to watch a pink-faced, bald 50-year-old man who looks like Shrek's cousin in Bangkok ranting to make you feel less alone. Here I am. I'm Dan. I'm your man. Dan the man. Alright? Thanks for watching if you have this far. Peace. Have a wonderful 2024. And don't be afraid to talk about things that matter to you. If people think you're a bit of a prat for it or a bit heavy or whatever, screw those people. Screw those people. Because I think more people in the world, around the world, need to start giving a damn about things that really matter. This is Mr. Grumpy signing out. Cheers.